Hi, how's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a video on Vox Machina Season 2. I watched Season 1 like a couple months ago, back like around the end of 2022, probably like November, December, and I just really wanted to watch Season 2 because I like Season 1 enough to warrant watching it. But one thing I want to talk about was like, I I get so unlucky with recording videos, like these ones for the most part, and my mic isn't plugged in. Luckily, that only happens in the Minecraft videos alone, because if it happened when I was playing games with people, they would have noticed, and I would have fixed it during the game at least. But here, I'm talking to myself and posting it to you guys so you guys can see it. So it's like I don't have a warning unless if I check before the recording, and sometimes I forget. So it's literally like when I record like 50-minute videos and they have no audio in them, it's the most defeating, gut wrenching thing you can experience. Oh, excuse me, that I can experience. It hurts so much, bro. Like, oh man, it's so painful. But regardless, I'm gonna be talking about season two. I'm gonna give it my honest thoughts, review, and yeah, let's get into it. Spoiler free, by the way, spoiler free until I get to the spoiler section. But regardless, for the spoiler free section, it was good. This season was really good. Only part I didn't like was like the first four episodes around there, because I don't know, I just wasn't that interested in them. And then once the ball started rolling, like around episode 5 or 6, was when things really started getting cracked, and I started enjoying them. It was just some characters, the way they were acting. I was just like, oh, this is so annoying, bro. Like, relax. But I understand why they were acting like that. It's annoying, you know. It is annoying when it happens too often. And it's like, I don't expect masterful writing in this show. It's just people played characters, you know. They played their characters. They're playing D&D, except with their own, like, variant of it. And their characters can act their own way. They each have their own story arcs, but I don't know, just the way some characters were acting was really like really annoying sometimes. But again, it's not like it was unwarranted. I understand why, but regardless, once those like first four episodes were going by, I was really enjoying it. And it's not even like I hated the first four episodes. It's just honestly, oh, it's just character decisions, or not character decisions, but character actions was just like, eh, relax, bro. Please, just relax. But besides that, it's just like this show is cool, genuinely cool because the lore behind it is sick. Like the fact that this is a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing where you're role playing, but it became its own like canon variant is super cool. And you really get to see that with how much is in this world. Like we go through so many places in this season, and they're not even the main focus like it was in season one. And I'll explain that later in the spoiler section. But there's just so much background history in this world already that's there that we don't like presently know about or learn too much about. It's cool, honestly. Like this world feels lived in, and that's what makes this so cool. Is that Matthew Mercer made this, bro? Like it's so sick. It's just awesome seeing how you can go from doing D&D sessions with your friends who are also voice actors to having a show with your friends who are also voice actors. Like, oh, it's so fire. But let me give it my thoughts. Animation better than first season. Not by much, but it is better. The characters got better in the second half of the season. The first half, they're all right. The music, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not like standout, but it does its job well enough. So I don't. I'm about sitting here and all you hear is beep boop pop 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 when a fighting scene is happening or something. So I don't think it's egregious. But after that, the story was better than the first season because it focused on more characters. At first, I didn't like the story in the beginning, but then once we got on around halfway through the season, things really started to pick up, and that I don't mind because season one was more focused on one character, and that's fine because I like the character. But at the same time, this season gives more people time to shine, and that's what honestly a nitpick was for me in season one. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but well, I did like the character that got the focus. it doesn't mean that the other characters should have been side-winded because of that. Side. I don't remember what the word is. Whatever, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. But regardless, the season was cool. I'm gonna give it an 8. I don't remember what I gave the first season, but I like this season more than the first one. My ratings are really bad because I don't even remember what I give my the ratings I give to my videos. But if I gave like the last season an 8.5 or something, move it down to like a 7.5 because this season is better. This season is definitely better. I'm gonna give it an 8 for sure. But yeah, let me go talk into the spoiler section. Spoiler free section over. Oh yeah, over. But this season picks up right where they left off, where Vox Machina goes back to the I think Whitestone. Is that the name of the city? No, that's the name of Percy City. The city that they're from. I forgot the name of it, but they go there and they get invaded by dragons, Tacoma Conclave, and their city basically gets razed to the ground. And now they have to find a way to combat the dragons because even though they're Vox Machina, they're working against mercenaries, but well, yeah, actually, they kind of are mercenaries, but they now they have moral obligation to help their kingdom because they were the ones that gave them a chance when nobody else would. And now they go to Whitestone, they get some help from Percy's sister, and now they're going around trying to find ways to help, or trying to find ways to get stronger to fight the dragons. And throughout the season, we see factions that Vax and Vex used to be in. We see um, Sphinxes and how they're helping out the group. And once uh, Vax gets his what was his dude's name? Vestige, which is basically like a relic where it's mad strong, and it all depends on which one you get. Vax gets armor, and Vax, by the way, is the male one, while Vex is the female one. And Vax gets armor, but it's like death armor, matron of death. So it's kind of cursed. But we learn later on why it's like that. Vex gets a bow, really cool bow, but it's probably like the least impressive one in terms of how cool they are, because the armor's sick, and Grog's vestige later on is super sick as well. But I like bows. Like I think bows are fire, but hers was just like, yeah, it's alright. I mean, it looks cool, but not much to it except it's an elemental bow. It's cool, I guess. But once those two get their vestiges, we get some stuff where Vex dies because of Percy like accidentally touching the armor, and Vax makes a deal with the matron of death to revive his sister, and that's how he gets the armor. While Vex, there you go, Vex herself gets her bow later on. But yeah, once Vax revives his sister, he gets mad at Percy, and that's the thing that was bothering me in the spoiler-free section, was that once he gets mad at him, like he gets super mad, and it's just like, okay, I understand completely. Your sister died, but it was an accident. It was a complete accident. Percy had no intention of killing your sister because he's romantically involved with her, bro. Why would he do that? It's literally just I feel sympathy for Percy because that definitely weighs on him. If he did that by accident and there was no way of reviving her, he would have to live with that guilt for the rest of his life. And it's like, oh, acting like Percy's the victim. No, Percy isn't the victim. We also got to understand there's two sides to every story, right? Like, Bax lost his sister, Percy lost his lover. That's rough. There's no like right or wrong thing here. There's no like, oh, choose a side because Bax did lose his sister because of Percy's mistake. That is unavoidable. But I feel like he could have given him some slack for sure. I feel like the hate that he got wasn't too warranted. It was understandable, but it wasn't warranted. At least that's what I think. But I don't know. I like both of the characters, so I can't pick a side. But once they bring her back, they go to the Sphinx, and actually, yeah, they go back to the Sphinx. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so a female Sphinx tips them off to get the armor. Then they leave and go to the male Sphinx, where they get Myth Carver or Myth Reaver. I don't remember which one, but that's Scanlan's vestige, and they don't get it until way later. But because a dragon from the Chroma Conclave, Umbrasil, comes and just jumps the Sphinx, and takes Myth Reaver. I think like Myth Reaver just sounds so cool. If I'm saying it wrong, then please let me know. But I think it's Myth Reaver, and he takes it, leaving Vox Machina with their vestiges, but also well one vestige, but also killing the Sphinx. And what's it called? Now he didn't leave like, I got the relic. Now it's time to skedaddle. No, he left like because he almost killed them, but they got away. And this was like episode 6, so this was halfway through the season, and it kind of shows like, oh shoot, this guy's gonna be crazy. We're probably gonna have to fight him at the end of the season. But once they get split up, because Caliph was going to do a spell, and oh shoot, I forgot. Um, Caliph also got some fire magic because she learned to attune herself with it when she went back to a town like that's with, I forgot the elves, no not elves, but like her race of people where they're magic people, and she helped out with her city. We find out that two of the people from the council are still alive, but regardless, after that, they what's the word? After all that Sphinx stuff, they get split up. Caliph, Vax, Vex, and Percy get sent to the Fey Realm, where they find Vex's new relic, and Grog, Scanlan, and Pike get sent to Westrun, where this is like Grog's hometown, and we have two sides going on at once where Fey Realm is literally just them going through this fairy world where they don't know what's going on because it's all types of different, but they meet what's her face, Vex and Vex's dad there because they transported themselves into this Fey Realm, and he's a bit of an a-hole. I'm not gonna lie, he's a bit of an a-hole. He has a daughter now, so they have a half sibling. It's pretty cool. Veldora, I think is her name. But yeah, they leave to go find the bow. They get it, and it's like, oh shoot, that's cool. She goes through some trauma, but Vex does it. She has a cool fight. And then on the other hand, you have Grog, which takes up most of the season, honestly, like up until episode 10, where he's in restaurant with Pike and Scanlan trying to figure out a way to get in there because his old gang of people is in restaurant, and he basically lost all of his blood because of the sword that he had from Silas, where it literally absorbed people's blood. He had to get rid of it because he stabbed Pike by accident and almost killed her. So he lost it, it's gone, and now he has to find a way to relearn to fight and to gain back all his muscle because all that blood is gone now. But regardless, Westrun goes from Pike and Scanlan basically scouting out everything to Grog literally fighting the head of his clan who runs Westrun now to the death. And the reason is because Grog actually was like I said, he was a well not like I said, but he was a mass murderer basically because their their clan is just a bunch of pillagers and just murderers, all that stuff. And he used to be one of the best. But then he found Pike's great grandfather or great great grandfather, and he had mercy on him. He just felt pity. So he helped him escape, but it came at the cost of Keldor or Keldorak, Keldark. I forgot his name, but his uncle came and jumped him and almost killed him. The only reason that he lived was because Pike's great great grandfather came back with Pike and helped him, and that's why they're such good friends because they've known each other for a long time, like a very long time. And now when he's back, he has to basically come overcome his fear and find what strength really is. And once they're fighting, they're beefing, and then we learn that the people in the Fey realm leave because they got help from the Fairy King and they didn't even know it. Regardless, the people from the Fey realm come back, and now they're beefing with everybody. They help take down Grog's uncle. He gets the vestiges that Grog's uncle had, which is something I didn't mention, but yeah, he had vestiges, and now they help the restaurant, help the people there, and stop the marauders and basically band it under Grog. But Grog gave command to his cousin, Zoro. Ozaror. I forgot his name, but now they have a way. They have to fight the dragons, and Umbrasyl is actually the dragon who took Mythreaver. He collects gold from Restaurant, and so now they set up a trap for him to come back. He gets trapped by it, and now they have to fight him. And this is like the final fight of the season, and it's crazy. It's generally crazy. It's the best fight in the series so far. Genuinely awesome. The dragon fights are so crazy. But regardless, he they go to his cave after setting up the trap, but he leaves because he killed a lot of people, and he was really injured. And now it's round two, and they're also really injured, so it's do or die now. And they go in, they fight him, and they beat him because of Scanlan. And by the way, I forgot to mention, Scanlan has a daughter, bro. Scanlan has a daughter because one time when he was going around mischieving or being mischievous, having sex, living a hedonistic lifestyle, he got a girl impregnated and left. And Kaylee is her. So now Scanlan's trying to be a better man because even though he lives a hedonistic lifestyle, he doesn't want to be like that. He wants to find true love. He wants to be a good person. It's just hard to because he's a coward. So what here he proves himself like, yo, nah, I'm not a coward. And it's because of Vax telling him like, yo, we can't be cowards anymore. Like fate is in store for us. We decide our own fate. We have to live forward, we have to move forward. And it's just like the only reason he was able to say that is because of the matron of death helping him out. Because he actually accepted her now. Instead of just being like, oh, matron of death, death is something we fear. It's like, no, death is something that shows how well our life truly was, like how good it was. Instead of just being something we fear, instead of wanting to live forever, accept the end with beauty because all things have to end. That's something that unites all people, no matter what race you are. And it's just like, it's true. Death isn't something you should be afraid of. It should be a motivator to live the best life that you can. Because that's more of like fearing the future instead of living in the present type thing. Because if you fear the future, the present will pass by you in any second. And it'll be gone forever. So it's just like, it's scary, but it's true. And it's that's the beauty of death. And that's why he was able to come to terms with it. Because she showed him that. It was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, they, what's the word? Scanlan beats the Umbrasyl after a crazy fight using Mythreaver, pulling it out by taking it from Umbrasyl and killing him by stabbing him in the eye. And his is probably my favorite, besides like the I forgot what the gauntlets are called, but Grog's messages. All of them are really cool, but again, my least favorite one's probably Vex's because it's just like it's not that much. Like if I had it, I, it would be pretty cool even if I couldn't do much with it, but like it's just in comparison, and that kind of sucks. Like you shouldn't compare it, but in comparison, it's kind of hard not to. But yeah, after they kill the dragon, they go back to Whitestone, and they find out like a dragon was amongst them all along, and they're trying to strike up a deal. While on the other hand, back in the Taldore, I guess, yeah, Taldore, they well, actually I think that's the name of the country that they're on. Whatever. The leader of the Chroma Conclave, Lance Reddick, rest in peace by the way, has a bunch of armies being ready, like, and they're all dragons, and it's just really cool. But that's the end of it. Yeah, that's the end of season two, and the season was good, really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. Like again, the story was good, better than first season. Animation was good, better than the first season, not by much, but it was better for sure. I'm really blanking. That's so crazy. Characters. There you go. The MVP of this season is Grog, for sure. I feel like Grog deserves to be the MVP. That man was cracked this season from start to finish. That man was fire. I love his story with the blood edge. Well, not the blood edge. That's Ragna, but the I forgot the name of his sword, but the one that needs blood, and then going from that to the gauntlets. It's just like, bro, my man went through it. Even though Vax had, I guess, more important story because he had a story with protecting his sister and getting the armor and learning to come to terms with it and accepting it, and then just forgiving Percy and trying to accept help from other people. It's just like he did have the character development, but for me it was Grog, for sure. Even though Vax is one of my favorites. Like Liam O'Brien's voice is just it's hard not to like, bro. It's hard not to. But you know, regardless, Grog definitely my MVP for sure. the characters, they were enjoyable this season. I feel like they were better. Like, as I mentioned in the beginning, since Percy was season one, a lot more characters got to shine this season. Percy didn't get to shine this season because of that, which kind of sucks. But he got his character development. He doesn't really need anything else. I hope his vestige is really cool. I really do. But regardless, everybody else got their shine. Pike, Scanlan, Vex, Caliph, Grog, Vox. Like, Scanlan for sure got to shine, and it was sick. It was really cool. And the only thing that this season solidified is just all of the relationships that are blooming, like Percy and Vex, Caliph and Vax. Yeah, Scanlan and Pike, which I did not expect, honestly, because I thought it was gonna be like Pike and Grog, but no, it makes sense because Grog and Pike are more like Denji and Power from Chainsaw Man, where they just have an amicable relationship. And that makes sense, that makes sense. Like, they don't have to be lovers, they can just be friends. That's really cool. Like, it really just goes to show that all because you have good chemistry doesn't mean you have to fall in love with somebody, right? That's something that's hard to notice, but it's important to notice, because all because someone's a different gender from you or a different sex that you're attracted to doesn't mean that you have to immediately go after them like primal sense type stuff. That's weird, man. It's super weird. So just having that friendship there is cool. I really feel like that solidifies that not everybody in the group is falling in love. Most of them are though. Like again, surprisingly, Scanlan and Pike. That's so cool to me. Like Scanlan deserves some love, bro. And the fact that it's for my favorite character in the roster, Pike. Like I don't know what it is. I do not know what it is, but Pike, the fact that she's voiced by Ellie's voice actor, like her voice actor is amazing, bro. I just can't stop thinking about it. I don't remember who else she voices that has the same voice, but I just can't stop thinking about it. It's just like, yo, she's so cool. I even like The Last of Us like that. Like, or at the very least, like, I don't hate it. I think it's cool. But I don't know, something about the voice and the character, I just think it's so fire. But anyways, yeah, Vox Machina season 2. It was a good one. It was a good treat. I really enjoyed it. I wish I finished it sooner because I don't remember when it finished, but it did start airing this year, like 2023, and it's already March, or excuse me, the end of March. So it took me a while, but not as long as other ones, like other shows that I'm planning to watch soon. But I'm glad I got it out of the way, and it was a treat. It was generally a treat. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll be seeing you all later. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.